Hi guys, my name is Valentine, but we are in Mexico, so I am Valentin, and this is my final project of my English class. Um, what is this? In this case, I need to interview someone. So, for this reason, tomorrow I'm going to be with my new friend Sean. He's a he's from England. He's from United Kingdom. Uh, he's gonna tell me some things about his life. I hope that you enjoy it. Please see the video. Is Sam?
Sean.
Sean.
Byrne.
Sean. What is the what means?
Sean. Apparently, for Sean is like John. Juan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then it's just an Irish name for the way of saying that.
I am.
Byrne apparently means a raven.
I am one.
Oh, well, it's the same. Juan is like Sean.
We're to start the interview with my new friend Sean. We're in the Tecali restaurant in the archaeological zone of Teotihuacan. Yeah, Teotihuacan. I don't know how to feel about that because I'm so nervous.
Calm down, take it easy.
Calm down. Breathe.
I'm so nervous. I'm new in this.
The main thing about interviewing someone is to take your time and breathe. You forget to breathe when you interview someone.
Yeah.
Or when you're interviewed. You kind of start talking and then you forget, hang on, I got to breathe too. Look, it's nothing. What's this? Nothing. What's this? Nothing.
Okay. We're going to start. My first question is, what is your opinion about this place? What is your opinion? Because I think, in my personal opinion, that is a beautiful place, but I understand that you are from England. What is your opinion? Because
We should start again.
Okay.
Because you're answering all the questions.
What?
If you want to do a good interview, don't answer the questions. You ask me, I answer the questions, not you.
Okay.
Sacarle su opinión.
So you should ask, if you want to do an interview, you should ask short questions, clear questions, and I'll answer them. And that's it. When you interview someone, it's not like we're talking.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you interview me, then you have to interview me. I have to do the talking, you do asking, right? If you want to do a good interview.
Yeah.
Right. Let's do this. We haven't got this yet. We'll get it. Okay, so you can introduce me.
One.
What is your opinion about this place, of this beautiful place?
Well, it's got a lot of history. I think a lot of history that's unknown as well, and it's a very significant part in world history, apart from being just Mexico. There are many places in the world that have similar significance, and some people say that they're kind of joined together. And in some way, they have the same orientation with the stars and the sun. They're basically been around the stars. And there are a number of people who've written books investigating that whole story. In Mexico, the pyramids weren't really exploited until about 50 years ago. I mean, they started investigating in the time of Porfirio Diaz-Morales, but there wasn't really an understanding of what they were. They were a nuisance. It's the same with Chichen Itza and here. They were just a place that you couldn't graze sheep. So they weren't really appreciated by the Mexican government or the Mexican people for a long time. And it's only when certain archaeologists from outside, the same in Egypt, same all over the world, they took an interest and they came to explore and they began to wake up interest in what are the pyramids of Teotihuacan and give them stories and names, because the story that people think is the story isn't the story. The names that they have aren't their names. And that's what, so there's still a lot to be discovered and not to be learnt about this place and its purpose and maybe even its future.
Okay, that's right. I want to ask you another question, but in this case, I want to know what is the principal difference between your country and Mexico?
The principal difference between Mexico and England, or Britain, I suppose, Great Britain, or the United Kingdom, whatever our country is these days, I don't know. I mean, England is a country,
Yeah.
and Wales is a country, Scotland is a country, and Ireland is a country. Now, these countries are very different in themselves, and they're all tied together like your arms and your legs. It's all the same body. So there's a lot of differences in small play in a small area. So when you look about being there and being here, I mean Mexico as a whole, the Spanish came and destroyed it in some ways, took away its culture and tried to impose their own. And I think that's the result is Mexico, right? And one of the great things
Yeah.
about Mexico, I think, is that it's most of its population, and I think you three are examples of it, are mestizo. You know, a mixture of the origins of Mexico and then the invaders. So they're the same in Australia with the English when they went there. There was a kind of, not so much, no, it wasn't the same, sorry, it's not the same, because they just tried to wipe out the Aborigines. They didn't intermarry, and the Spanish in other countries of Latin America, I think, didn't get the same integration, the blood integration that maybe in Mexico. So, and England is certainly, and with the UK is certainly, a long time ago had some of that. I mean, it's built up with people from Norway, the Vikings, Norway, from the whole of Europe, from all of the world really. And so that we're both countries that have a kind of mixed blood within us, within the country. So they're the similarities, I would say. The differences, much better weather here than there. And the weather's much better here. So we're very lucky, and that's one of the reasons I like living here.
Okay, I know that this country, this place is like a mix of culture, and it is so interesting because in my history class, I learned about this topic, and it's so interesting. You are telling me the same, you're telling me your opinion, but okay. I know that you're living here in Mexico in this moment.
That's interesting, because when you say living or leaving,
Living.
I'm leaving here.
Living.
I'm living here,
Living.
not leaving.
No, yeah, exactly.
That's one of the things in English, like sheep and ship, and sheet and
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. Okay, you're living here. You're staying here.
Yeah, I live here.
Well, okay. Can you tell me what was your experience when you arrived to this country? How do you feel when you arrived to this country? Are you feel nervous? Are you feel so I don't know, bad? Are you feel how do you feel when you arrive here?
Tired.
Tired. Okay. Because,
But no,
it was a trip,
Yeah,
a long
the
trip.
But I mean, really, the truth is, very hopeful. I think if you're an optimist or a realist or a pessimist, I tend to be a realist and an optimist. So, you know, I'm coming to a new country. I need to fit in, but I also had great hope that I could have some effect and change things and find something interesting to do and contribute to the country. And I've managed to do that with the hot air ballooning. I really brought modern ballooning to Mexico, I think it's fair to say. I helped the Mexican people who were interested in ballooning do it better. And that was part of something I did achieve. My hopes were I had higher hopes than I've managed to achieve. So I think I came very hopeful and very positive with a lot of wish to be successful, and
Yeah.
you know, in some ways I've managed to do that.
I can see that you are in the business of you're in the business of sky balloons.
Good, no?
Hot air balloons. Hot air balloons.
Hot air-
Flying
yeah.
pictures.
But the place is sky balloons.
No, absolutely not. End of interview.
I'm
Flying
You
sorry.
should do that. No, let me tell you another thing that you should do when you're doing an interview. You should do some research. Because you say that to someone, that to me, I don't like to be associated with them at all.
Oh.
Because they're not a company that I feel do a good job for the client. So
Okay, the
I
point
wouldn't
is,
like someone to think that I was associated with that. So if you're going to interview people, you need to make sure you don't make those fundamental mistakes.
okay, the point is that you're working that you're working this in the place that near of Arcalixon, and I think that I wanted to think that your job is very interesting, very funny, but very dangerous because the people that arrive to they fly. They fly. How did you feel about this situation?
Well-
Because I don't know, but if 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 I were you, I feel so, I don't know. I think that this thing, this activity
Let me know when you finish.
is so dangerous.
Let me know when you're ready to ask the question.
What?
Ask the question. You're doing a speech.
Yeah, what do you feel about that? I'm sorry. I'm
No,
so
but
nervous.
that's if you want to do interviews, these things are basic. So one of the reasons I don't like to be associated with the company you mentioned before is that I feel that they don't take care of the safety aspects. Their pilots are not as experienced as I would like to have. They're a little less careful in the maintenance. So what we take great care about is having them very good pilots. I think they're the best pilots flying here, and we have very good balloons that are well made.
Yeah.
They're certified. We take great care of the maintenance, so we reduce the risks to the customer. And obviously, we take decisions whether we fly or not. The pilot's decision, he always takes that decision, and he decides if the conditions are adequate for him to fly. Okay, so it's really those factors are very important. If you pressure a pilot to make them feel they have to fly, and so then you're putting people at risk, you're increasing the risk. So in anything like this, the idea is to decrease the risk factor. So I feel good because I know I have good pilots, I know I have good equipment, I know I don't have a problem. Yeah, no, I mean they're welcome to do their business how they feel. But if they do a bad job, it puts us in risk. So that's why we're a little concerned. But the authorities in Mexico, to be honest, the aviation authorities have been very poor.
Yeah.
They don't poor in money and poor in service because they don't really give us an adequate supervision. And I think that allows certain companies to abuse of that. And, they make a lot of money, but they take a lot more risk than we do. So that's important.
Ninguno de los dos.
Okay. It's right. And now I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to ask you.
What you know? What people normally would say at the end of the interview? Is there anything you'd like to add, or is there anything you'd like to comment on? Anything else you'd like to add about ballooning? You give me the opportunity to close the interview rather than, or you can say, well, thanks very much. That's very nice to meet you. So up to you. But if you want me to add something, I haven't got much to add really. I think it's very important that people learn to enjoy themselves in what they do, whatever it is. Ballooning is an interesting thing because it brings out, from childhood you see balloons and fiestas, it has a happy image, a happy activity, and that should be the motivation, to be a joyful occasion when you do this, and a very special experience.
Yeah, I remember that when I was a child. I fly in a balloon, and it was so beautiful. It was so funny, but I was feel so nervous.
And some people just don't want to do it. Some people just don't want to do it. Don't like flying. Don't like have. They say they're afraid of heights or they have vertigo. And they don't want to. They just don't want to do it. And same as I don't want to do parachuting. I have no wish to do that whatsoever. But it's a very safe activity. It's more safe than many other activities. Driving in a car, even swimming in the ocean. I mean, it's like, it's in good hands and in good balloons and good. Then you're going to be. It's a chance of anything happening. Obviously.
Yeah, you try to offer a good service, a good.
We do offer
service
a good, we do offer a good service.
Yeah.
And I think I wish more people would be more aware of that, because that's the way when you have a happy environment, you help the people be less frightened, because they feel, well, these guys they're not nervous, so why should I be nervous? And when a driver, pilot, or anything like that in a vehicle or a balloon has experience, you feel they transmit that to the people who they're flying. And they feel, well, I'm nervous, but this guy seems to be okay, and he makes me feel good. So you soon relax into having a very nice experience.
Yeah, I think that is a relaxing, very, very relaxing activity, because when I go to my school in the mornings, I pass
where all the balloons are.
Yeah, and I see the balloons in the fly, and I say, oh, it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful thing because the sun is shine, the balloons in the fly, and it was beautiful. And it's beautiful when I see this activity. So imagine what happen if what will happen if I go to the balloon and I fly, and I will fly. I think that will be so beautiful. But when I was a child,
Well, it's good
I
to
mean,
dream and
I wasn't
imagine
alone, but
things. You know, it's good to imagine things and have things you want to do in your future and think about them. Because a lot of the time, the achieving something is often more about the journey than about getting there. You know? So, you know, if you think about it, imagine it. One day you do it, that's great. But once you've done it, you're done. And somehow nice sometimes to imagine doing it. You know? So, well, hopefully you'll come and fly one day. Hopefully you can find it. So well done. Good one, Charlie.
yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it in a future, and it's a plan, and I will do it.
Well, it's there to do.
Yeah, my friend, my Monse, said me that it's a beautiful experience.
She flew today.
Yeah,
With her mum.
I saw her story on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think that's all. It's a no.
That's not the right way to finish an interview. It's enough for me too, thank you.